Hello everybody, welcome to another First versus Last challenge here in Argentina with Chris Comedypur. I'm in the first placed car in that race, Damonhill, and Chris Comedypur taking Mimo Schiattarella's Simtech. He did say to me the Simtech should be a bit better than the 40, so we'll see if we can have a race in this one. Let's see. So the lights are on and we're ready, and I hope to not make the full start I made in Brazil. Let's see what happens. It appears I've not made any start at all, and both Alesi and Schumacher are past me. I'm going to try to hold position over Chris here. What can I do? I mean, Schumacher's coming to cover that, and I'm going to go around the outside because I cannot afford to get held up by the AI here, and through into the lead I go. Chris has still got to make his way past them, so I'm going to have to make hay and really get away in the lead, whilst Chris is trying to pass those two, but he's passed them already, and he's only 3.5 behind me in the Simtech. That Simtech is quite a bit quicker than the 40, so will I be able to hold on? Because I know Chris has got a natural pace on this game, and yeah, will I be able to hold on? Unfortunately, I only have my own footage here because my PC crashed, so I wasn't able to get the replay footage, so I haven't got Chris's footage or the TV camera, so you're just going to be watching me go around the track with Chris gradually catching me, and I've got another couple of laps after this one to try to hold out, so got to see if I can do it. Damonhill, the winner of course of that 1995 Argentine Grand Prix, and Mimo Schiattarella, the last place finisher. That is how we define who we are going to race as, and yeah, and at the moment I'm still on top, but Chris is starting to close that gap, and I get a feeling I'm starting to lack confidence. I'm starting to break a bit too early there, and I'm really starting to just lack confidence, and that is enabling Chris now to really close in. I've got to have a battle with my head here because I need to try to find the pace I had early on that allowed me to get 3.5 seconds in front, because the gap is down to 2. There's 2 laps to go, and Chris has closed in by 1.5 seconds in less than a lap. This is looking pretty ominous, and I'm going to have to try to hold it all together, but again, I'm not very confident around there, and again I'm braking way too early, and I don't know what's come over me, just so cautious at the moment, and Chris has closed it into 1.5 seconds now. Really got to keep my eye on, well, I'm keeping my eye on Chris too much. I need to keep my eye on my own driving because I do have the quicker car here. If I can get my head together, I should be able to maintain the gap, but at the moment my head isn't together and I am all sorts of flustered, and Chris is closing that gap in. This is not getting, once again I'm getting very ragged and braking a little bit too early. I'm braking a little bit later. I'm just trying to test the boundaries now. Chris is within a second. This would be DRS range in the modern era, but I've really got to try to leave him behind me, but at the moment 0.8 seconds, and I don't know what sort of defense I'm going to have if he gets up and close to me. Obviously I've got the Williams against the Simtech as a form of defense, but look how close Chris is now coming into the chicane. There is still a lap to absorb this pressure, and I've got to get my head together. Nearly went onto the grass there. I've got to dig deep. I've got to dig really deep if I want to win this race, because otherwise it is going to be 1-1 in the series for which surely with the fastest car I should be the favourite, but it's not necessarily going to work out that way, as you can see here. A real shame that I don't have Chris's onboard footage for this one. Like I say, my PC crashed before I could quit the game and load the replay, but I did manage to stop the screen recording time, so I do have my own footage, so we didn't have to redo the race, thankfully. But Chris is still within 1 second, but I'm now still trying to, but I've got it up to 1.4, so I think I'm just finding a little bit more now. Now I'm just building that confidence back up within myself. I've got the track position still. That is the crucial part. The most crucial part is having that track position. It's crossing that line first, and that gap is now back up to over 1 second, and I've got to hold it there. I think it's nearly at 2 there actually. I was a little bit hesitant around there, but just got to get the self-doubt out of my head. I'm doing that now. I'm getting on with it, and I am getting towards the end of the race. I'm still in the lead, and with every corner that passes, it is looking more and more likely that I am going to claim this victory and make it 2 out of 2. But Chris is certainly, if I make a mistake, he will be through. So it is not race over, but as long as I keep it in order, it should be. Let's see. We're going through, now coming down to the final corner and looking to get around there and then claim a victory in the second race of our first versus last challenge. Will I do it? It's looking good. Chris has now dropped further back, and here we go. Is it going to be a win for me here? And that was a tight one for me, certainly psychologically, because I thought at one point that Chris was in my head. I did manage to get him out of it again and to get that win, and it's a 2.1 second advantage by the time we got to the checkered flag. But that was definitely a challenge, definitely more challenging than the opening race in Brazil, and I think Chris would have been pleased to have been out of the 40 in this race. Please do like and subscribe both to my channel and Chris's. The link will be below. Thank you for watching.